friends, it's your old pal SVH here, back at you with another Daily Nugget today for the 27th of January. And took a couple days away from the Daily Nugget. I just had a little 48-hour funk that I was kind of in with all the stress from work and other things that I had going on. And I just had to kind of take a little breath and be of service in some other ways, and then step back into the Daily Nugget today. So thank you for those of you who patiently have waited for another nugget. So without further ado, I've got a good one for today. Today is from Nature Meditations by Hazrat Inayat Khan. And if you saw the picture in the beginning, and I'll put it again at the end of the video, that was a picture that I took tonight of the moon right out in front of the, right off the back porch. We have a really beautiful moon and skyline tonight here in Los Angeles. And from my understanding, tonight is the first full moon of 2021, and it's also called the wolf moon. And so really cool, ominous sky, but beautiful, color assortment in the photo. So I'm an amateur photo guy at best, but it turned out pretty cool. So I thought a little meditation, nature meditation on the moon would be fitting for this evening. So there's a couple different ones here. There's one about moonlight. There's one about the rising moon, the waning moon, and for the day of the full moon. It is the day of the full moon, but I put rising moon is the one that I chose because I really felt like, as I saw that image of the full moon rising, up in the night sky, and the clouds kind of covering over, and then clearing the way for clearness, and then all of that. Just felt the rising moon energy. So with that said, let my soul advance towards thee as the rising moon progresses towards fullness. Let my soul advance toward thee as the rising moon progresses towards fullness. So I think this is really about an opening and a rising. Okay, so the word rising is used right in here. As the rising moon, let my soul advance towards thee. So we want to have that real boundless connection of, when I say boundless, you think of no boundaries between me and my creator, no bound between me and God, no bound between me and that inner reality, no bound between me and divinity. So that boundlessness, that comes when the soul looks towards thee, when the soul advances towards thee, when you really just give yourself to God, then God becomes more a part of you, and you start to see that there's no separation. It's just this oneness. And then when you start to really experience and feel that for yourself, then you start to feel that encompassing between your environment at home, between your family, then maybe your workplace. It'll extend to that. Then it extends out to your neighborhood, then your community, and that's that boundless connection to the one. And I think this kind of alludes to that. Let my soul advance towards thee. So it's an advancing towards the divine light, toward the light of guidance, towards God, towards creator, toward essence, source, however you like to say it, as the rising moon progresses towards fullness. So, the moon comes up, and lately we've been getting really clear sky out here where we've been seeing the moon during the day. And so you can kind of see some days it's more of a half moon, a little bit more of a quarter moon, and it's been a little bit more full the last couple of days. But now tonight you see the rising of the full moon, and like I said, as the clouds kind of came in and creeped in, that really gave sense to that rising essence of the moon, because it was very full, but it was rising to fullness, where it really rises up into the sky, where you can really get the projection of the fullness of that light. And I think that's really what this is all about, is let my soul advance towards thee as the rising moon progresses towards fullness. So we have to open ourselves to the fullness of our being right? So we have to rise and progress towards that fullness. But the way to do that is to always have ourselves really geared towards that light, towards that guiding light, the divine light, towards the light of God, that is ultimately the source that we're trying to glean from and also return to, right? So, yeah, these are just a couple reflections that I had today on this particular passage about the moon. And really just love that image. Some things that I can just say about the full moon. It is a powerful energy that you can use for a lot of things. So reading, just focusing the rest of the evening, thinking about where you want to be, really doing some manifesting and doing that by really focusing on what you want. Try to push negativity away. Try not to let any negative thoughts or anything like that creep into your mind. Just stay positive and really enjoy that full moon energy. Really look at it as a guiding light, a divine light, an opening of, a greater capacity of light within yourself. All these different things that you can reflect from the full moon. If you do meditate or do meditative practices, be sure that you do the right ones. Don't overdo it. Do some light stuff, light breath work, things like that's fine. But if you have a spiritual guide, then I would recommend you consulting with your guide about doing any deeper meditative practices during a full moon. It can definitely sometimes open up too much, or it's a little more powerful than normal. So yeah, just a couple words of caution about the full moon. That's all I can really say about it. But look to it for that divine light, that creative light. And I hope this passage spoke to you in the way that it did to me. I'll leave you with it one more time. Let my soul advance towards thee as the rising moon progresses towards fullness. That's your Daily Nugget for today. I'm your old pal SVH, and I appreciate your time today. You have a blessed night.